Good day everyone. Today I thought I would do a small little video on some of my recent weaving projects. I concentrated a little bit on weft-faced weaving. The one piece of fabric that you can see here was my very first attempt that I did out of this book. It's called Weaver's Idea Book by Jane Patrick, and it's an absolute must-have for everyone who wants to have a basic reference book for weaving projects. And in this she's got a chapter on weft and warp-faced fabrics. So that is what I used. I just used some of her sequences. Here you can see it as well. And it's so nice to play with these kind of weaving. As you can see, my edges is not very good. It is a challenge to get your edges neat with weft-faced weaving, but it's fun to do. I'm using a cotton from a local mill in Standerton here in South Africa, and it's got about 20 wraps per inch. It is I bought this on a cone from Glennisbrook that imports all the Ashford products, and she also stocks this cotton on a cone. So if you buy a cone, it will last you forever. And I warp for this specific little piece. I warped it through the 7.5 reed, and then just did all the pictures. The weft yarn was 100% pure wool, local one that has been discontinued for a very long time. I just want to show you the little comb that I use. This is the comb that I use to beat the weft yarns close together, and it works very well. You can buy it from chemists or any shop that sells hair products. So that was my first attempt, and then for a very long time I didn't do any weft-faced weaving, but then I wanted to start again and try it again. And when I had my procedure on my hand, I thought that is something that I can do, is weave. So I just played again and weave this little rug that you can use for, I don't know, a pot holder, pot stand, or for a pot plant or whatever. I also used that cotton, and then for the weft I used Opal. I had a few of those Opal mini balls, and I used about 5 of them in this little piece, and it was so much fun. This you can see is one of them, and then this is another one. I think I did use, you can see those stripes. I think that stripes and these stripes are from the same little ball, and then I used a second one in between, and this gray is another one, you can see. So I used approximately 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, I think I used for this little rug. I used my 30 centimeter loom for this one. I can quickly get a tape measure. is about 34 centimeters and by 27. So if you warp your full width of your 30 centimeter, it will be about 27 off the loom. As you can see, I still struggled with my sides there. I think that's why I wanted to do smaller pieces first to try and see if I can do something about my side. There you can see it's a little bit better. And then I did another one on the same warp that I put on my 30 centimeter, and just played with merino 2-ply Supertwist. That is this base. It is, as you can see, very soft merino, and it's a 2-ply Supertwist. It's more or less a sport weight. And this is also through my 7.5 that I warped this. Here's one of the colors that I used in this specific little rug. As you can see, I think my sides are better. I did work on them to get them a little bit more even. And I just played with some leftover little that I had of these 2-ply merino Supertwist. It's a sport weight, so there's about 330 meters on 100 gram, to give you an idea. So it's a little bit, it's more or less actually the same thickness, I think, as a cotton. Just need to try and compare the two. More or less little bit thicker than the cotton. And this was also fun to make, so it's very nice to put in the middle of the table for a hot, something hot that you want to put on the table, or just on a table with a pot plant on it. I've got this one actually on the armrest of my couch, just to keep the couch clean. So this is easier to wash than, or to keep clean than, the couch. And then I made one that was also, while my hand was still not good to work with. I used Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight. I just wanted to see how this will weave. Also through my 7.5, I used the warp, and the weft is the Jamieson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight. And it came out quite weft-faced. So weft-faced means that you don't see the warp so much, or not at all. So it will depend on how wide you warp how wide your warp is spaced, and that way you can get more weft-faced weaving. Yes, and I also just played with the colors and some leftover bits that I had, and I like that it's very thin. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this. I might keep it for a bag and use it to make a bag with, or whatever. I'm not sure yet. So this was just an experiment as well. And then this one I warped through the 7.5 double. I used a double thread of the Ashford cotton, the 5-2 Ashford cotton. I think it's the mercerized one. And for the weft, I used also leftover Opal yarn, Opal sock yarn. And this was also fun to make. So it's just perfect to put somewhere underneath a pot plant, or something hot on your table, or you can make placemats. I was thinking of maybe I will make placemats, different looking placemats. This is more or less the size of a placemat. It is, I used my 50 centimeter loom, Ashford Knitters loom. It's 35 centimeters. I think I warped about 38. So you can see now that you lose about 3 centimeters. There's about 3 centimeters of shrinkage when you take it off the loom. So I warped 38 and it's now 35. And in the length you don't lose a lot because it's so weft-faced. But it's 41 centimeters. It can maybe be a little bit longer, but I think this is not a bad length. Next time I might aim for 45 centimeters, but this is 41. And it's reversible, of course. There's no right side and wrong side. I just love this. I think this was also, there was one or two, this was a leftover. This was one of those Opal minis. I used my 3 remaining Opal minis in here. This is one, and I think then the third one had this lovely orange stripe in it. And that's piece. And then I used Opal with the grey and blues in between. This was a leftover piece, and this was also from a half ball of Opal. And the last piece I want to show you is it's a bigger one. And I have already used it on my table when the children came for Sunday lunch, to put in the middle of the table, to put all the warm pots on it. So this I warped with the same cotton, but through my 5 centimeter reed, the full width of my 50 centimeter. Let me just check. I'm now not so sure. Yes, I think I warped the whole width of my 50 centimeter, and it's about 44 centimeter. So there was more shrinkage with because this is a thicker yarn. This is also merino yarn. It's a 4-ply light worsted. I hope you can see the colors. I just want to show you some of them. And here is the yarn that I used. You can see it's a thicker yarn. So this is a 4-ply, and this one I showed you is a 2-ply. And it's the same, from the same mill, Stucken Yarns. So this is then double the thickness of this one. I used some variegated yarn. I think they are all from Oneofakind Yarns. I used all these. I used variegated, and I like how if you use a dark one and then just the little specks of the variegated in between. And you can get all these ideas if you've got the idea book. If you do that patterns that she has in it, then you get more ideas of what you can do. I use that one, this one, and then this lovely, this grey that has specks in it is this one. And I played and played, and I really enjoyed weaving this, and I think I will make more of them because I've still got quite a few of these yarns. I bought it years and years ago from Oneofakind Yarns when wool in South Africa was much affordable than it is now. Less than half the price that it is now. So I don't feel bad using it because I don't want to make more blankets. So I think it does make lovely runner, table runner, or I think I want to make a big one next time. So I think that is what I want to show you today. I've got other projects that I'm busy with, but I think I will maybe show that when it is done. Thank you so much for watching, and I would very much appreciate it if you can like and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.